Transform your experience into passive income.
Welcome back to our channel about digital product creation for professionals. And today we're going to be talking about side jobs for teachers. I think this is a really great topic because we all know teachers are underpaid and overworked, so it can be really hard to find time to even create a side job. And so with our experience with digital products, I think we can offer a different lens on how this can be a really easy way to make side income money if you are a teacher with these crazy hours and probably a pretty tough family work-life balance. Would you agree, Colleen? Would you think the same thing?
Yes.
Where do they squeeze it in?
Right. Well, also teachers have such burnout. Like, what happens? You work every day helping kids learn, and it's just problem after problem and new things you have to deal with from the administration, parent issues, kids issues. Like, there's so much going on, and then you lose that creative aspect because you're repeating the same lessons year after year. And it's kind of like, no wonder there's burnout in education. So I love that you can use what you love talking about and teaching and create products that sell online, and then other people can use them. It's like such a good feeling to make that product.
Right. And most likely you probably have it already. Like you just said, you probably have lessons that you know are helping your students. And when you share them with others, I mean, it's great. It's a double win there. Yeah. I think sometimes though teachers think, oh, side hustles, like, oh, I could do tutoring. Maybe I could start Pampered Chef and those kind of things, which are great too. There's, it's nice because that's a totally different avenue when you think about Pampered Chef and you're not wearing your teacher hat. But at the end of the day, that requires a lot of hours beyond your regular work day and a whole new thing to learn. You have to learn how you put orders in Pampered Chef, how you market Pampered Chef. Whereas if you're using your lessons that you've created already, you're already like 50% complete with the job because you know it so well. So you're kind of working less, but earning more money off of using your experience. I think that's, where teachers just have to look at it a different way. And instead of trading your time for money, you've already done it with your time.
Right.
And
we talked about in another video about how products sell in your sleep. They sell anytime during the day. You could be teaching and also making money in your side hustle.
Right. And you might even be teaching that lesson and it sells because, the way that you present a lesson is different than any other teacher. We all know this. You can walk into 3 different third grade rooms and they might all be learning the same content, but every single teacher presents it a different way using their unique perspective. And because you have all that experience in the classroom and trial and error, you can just share that with somebody else and save them hours of error by using what worked already. If you just create that lesson into a friendly formatted digital product to make it easy for those teachers to use right away, I think it's a great side hustle for teachers, probably the best. I'm biased, but I do think it's one of the best. And of course it is. Look at Teachers Pay Teachers. I mean, look at all these teachers that are some of them are making millions of dollars through their digital content, so much so that some of them don't teach anymore. And that might not be your ultimate goal, but just saying there are teachers who do this full time. So it can be a side hustle, or at some point it can be full time. And I don't think you can just think about Teachers Pay Teachers too. You might be able to offer your services, digital content ideas in another format too. I know I've hired teachers in the past to do some writing for me or to edit something for me. And that could be online work. You're still creating digital content, but you're working from home or you're working during those hours, maybe when you do have a little free time on your hands, which is not often. Yeah. Or the summer. Yep.
Yeah.
So, and that the summertime, it's good you brought that up, is a great time that you can create digital content and then it will hopefully sell for you all year long when maybe you do have that extra time. I know a couple of teachers who waitress on the side, and I think that's a great side hustle. It is, but at the end of the day, after a Friday at school, and then they're going to work that night, they're exhausted from standing all day. Sometimes they'll then work again on Saturday. So they're really working 6 days a week. It just adds to that burnout.
Yeah.
Whereas
There's
if
really
you
no life balance, work-life
no,
balance there.
no. So
Yeah.
if you can use what you have already and recycle it, you can't beat that. And there is platforms out there to sell them. Like, we've talked about before, the OT Toolbox, your therapy stores, teachers pay teachers. So it's not that you're just going to have to throw them out blindly. There are avenues for you to sell those products once you
Right.
create them.
And I like the thing about selling on our sites and those other places is you can sell on all of them at the same time. You can hit all of them, make one product, sell it in all these different places, all these different platforms.
And I think if you are thinking about looking for a side hustle and you're a teacher and now you're a little bit more interested in digital products and content creation, take a moment and just look through your digital files on your computer and look at those lessons that you have prepped and ready to go that your students love year after year, and pick one of those out and just, get started. And I think that will help you see the motivation there. And one easy way, of course, is to sell it on our 2 websites, because you don't need to create a shop. You don't need to do any of that. You just really need to create the digital product. Teachers Pay Teachers is great, but the audience is so large, it's a little hard to find reach. And you do have to set up a shop. You do have to have one free product to start. So you really have to have 2 products to start on Teachers Pay Teachers. Don't let that stop you, but just keep that in mind. But if you can find one thing that's ready to go, I think that would help motivate you. And why not try? You have it already, and see if that might be a convenient side hustle for you to make extra money, maybe for a vacation you want to take, or knowing teachers, it's probably to buy more snacks for your classroom or your prize box, because they're so willing to give back,
Yeah.
But
teachers are helpers.
Exactly. They are, for sure. And the nice thing about having that extra income, at the end of the day, you choose where you get to spend your money when you have extra. So as I said, we might be biased, but it is really worth it. And if you want more step-by-step directions, check out our course, Digital Content Creation for Professionals, and you'll find everything you need from start to finish to help you on this journey. Anything else you want to add? Any more encouragement for our teachers to make some extra money?
I just really think it's such a great way to battle that burnout. Get the creative side out of you.
Oh, that's a good point. We didn't even mention. Yeah, because you might even say you have been teaching the same lesson, to your 3rd graders. I was using that example before. And then you're like, they're getting a little tired of this. I want to add in something else, or something's trendy in your classroom. And so you want to create something else to keep them more engaged. If you look at it through that lens too, of not only are you going to engage your students more, but this might be something that would sell. And so you're lesson planning. And then if you sell some, you just got paid a little extra money to lesson plan. So like you said, it's a nice creative outlet. All right, so go check it out. Find what you can have on your computer and get started on your journey. And I'll talk to you next time.
See you then.
Visit digitalproductprofessionals.com to get started on your digital content creation journey.